The World Economic Forum estimates that the total amount of money laundering is about 3 trillion. So I say, if crypto is 88 million out of a $3 trillion problem, then cash is much a bigger conducive instrument to crime than cryptocurrencies. In general, cryptocurrencies have, of course, created sort of a competition to money, and they also created competition to many basic aspects and tenets of the government, which is power of what the truth is. And in that respect, the governments are responding in a way that is to be expected, whereby they try and attack this technology that can create an alternative power. So in terms of money, of course, the first what they went after was Bitcoin, because suddenly the power of the central banks was challenged and power of the money as well. But other blockchain technologies could also be used for voting, digital identity, and proving the authenticity of data. So in different realms, this creates a lot of problems because it suddenly creates transparency. I think we already see a lot of different tactics being used. One of them is using various regulations to sort of criminalize different aspects of cryptocurrencies and blockchain. So one aspect is that for example, with respect to ICOs and cryptocurrencies in general, in 2016 and most of 2017, there were not any regulations, and therefore it was a bit of a Wild West. And of course, there was an explosion of activities which included both legal and illegal ones. But then suddenly, the government saw this as an opportunity to really ban everything, and they took an approach where everything you do, one way or another, is breaking the law. So from that perspective, this year we saw a completely different picture, that a lot of companies started their first dealings with regulations, with tax authorities, with compliance, and this is where many projects really come to a big headache. And suddenly you have companies spending a lot more on lawyers rather than on actual technology innovations. So I think from my perspective, this is what, one of the basic tactics they try to use and try and blame them. And I think it's basically taking the industry as a scapegoat, because one report that was shouting everywhere that, oh, cryptocurrencies are used for money laundering, and they actually provided the information, was some banks that did that. They said, that in 2017, $88 million worth of cryptocurrency was used to basically launder dirty money. But then I said, well, I just Googled it, and I found out that the World Economic Forum estimates that the total amount of money laundering is about 3 trillion. So I say, if crypto is 88 million out of a $3 trillion problem, then cash is much a bigger conducive instrument to crime than cryptocurrencies.